Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing? Good to see you all. Welcome to another session of Trivia at Home or Trivs at Home. I see there's a few people logged in on some of the platforms already, because I usually put this up about 15-20 minutes before we actually start, just so I can make sure all the streams are streaming correctly on each of the platforms that I'm using this on. So YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, obviously, and then editing the text info, making sure it's all up to date and correct when it goes live, because when I'm using Caster, it doesn't always include all the information, even though I enter it prior. So it's kind of like a little, I guess it buys me a little bit of extra time, and hence that countdown screen allows you guys to get ready so you can load it up, have it sitting there, you guys know when things are about to start, and then we can get right into it. So hopefully you guys are all excited. Welcome to those on the Facebook feed. I can see Julie and Vlad. Robert, it's been a while, mate. Good to see you. Welcome back. And we got Kerry again. Nice to see you, Kezzy. And then over on the Twitch feeds and YouTube as well. Thank you to all those joining in. Greatly appreciate it. That's all great stuff. Looking forward to a fun, exciting session of Trivia at Home once again. We're doing general knowledge tonight. So it's all general knowledge questions. Travis, good to see you. Welcome. That's right. Whenever people log in and comment, or on the Facebook feed, they just log into the actual video itself and start watching. It lets me know. And then for those on the other platforms, when they comment, then that's how I know you guys are watching as well. So feel free to comment in the chat, guys. I encourage interaction and chatting away, get to know each other, ask me questions if you need to. I do just say, though, do not put obviously answers to each of the trivia questions, or no spoilers in the comments. We can do some joke answers. I tolerate and appreciate joke answers, as do other people that are usually watching as well, which is great. But yeah, we don't put answers to the actual questions in the comments, guys, because it is a little bit of friendly competition, so we like to keep it that way. So hopefully you guys can respect that and appreciate that, and for the most part, pretty much everyone does. It's just occasionally maybe a new person pops in and gets right into it. They get very trigger happy because they're super excited to have had the go at trivia, which is awesome, and I love it. And then I've got to quickly let them know how the rules are and all the rest of it. So that's great. And good to see you too, Rob. I appreciate you here. Sorry, I did see you comment that about 30 seconds to a minute ago, but I was just finishing that spiel first before I replied. So there isn't that much of a lag, I don't think, on my end. I did see it, and I wasn't ignoring it. I just wanted to finish that spiel before I go back to you, mate. So hopefully it's all is good. And Hiromi, good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so we've got some general knowledge themed trivia tonight, thanks to the post up here. I always get the hands wrong, which one on the sides I'm meant to be looking at when I do this. But yeah, so also for those who haven't been here a while, I've updated the how to play text, which is a little more informative, a little more details that you guys, especially for new people who are coming in to play, who haven't played before, this will hopefully help you guys out when you tune in. So obviously this text, I'm going to leave it up for a little bit and then I'll go through and explain how it works. But yeah, it's pretty much 4 rounds of a trivia that we do, and each round has a different theme or something behind it. The general theme behind the trivia will usually be posted up the very top, so if there is a running theme for it. Otherwise, each round is kind of done in a different style. Rock Ultra, welcome, mate. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Thanks for tuning in again over on the Twitch feed there. Rad. So yeah, so we've got general knowledge themed trivia tonight. It's 10 questions per round as always, and it's 1 point per correct answer. Now, except for the final round, the scoring in the final round is done a little bit differently, but as we get closer to it, I'll explain how that works. But it's big points up for grabs, so it's not 1 point necessarily per correct answer. There's potentially more points up for grabs for the final round, so that's the round you guys want to stick around for sure to get big points. Now, there's no points lost for any incorrect answers, so even we encourage you to have a guess. Even if you don't know the answer to something, by all means, try, have a guess, because you never know, you could get it correct. And the worst thing to happen is that it's just incorrect. You don't get any points deducted for incorrect answers, so that's totally fine. We also have breaks between each round, so at the end of each round, after we get through the round of questions, we have a break between each round. But before we do that, we always repeat the questions from that round at the very end. So we go questions 1 to 10, and Rock Ultra, yes, I am a cricket fan. I haven't watched it in a while, to be honest, but I am a cricket fan. I love playing it. I do love watching it back home in the summer in Australia, but I will say, since I've been out in LA, I haven't really watched it. So yeah, I kind of dropped the ball on that one. You'll drop the catch. Hey, how's that? Throw it up in the air, you know, all that fun stuff. But yeah, so at the end of each round, there'll be a question repeat section, which pretty much means that all the questions from 1 to 5 and then 6 to 10 will pop up on the screen again, just in case you need them. They're just there in case maybe you join halfway through the round or partway through, or maybe you want to double check an answer before you actually submit your answers to me. Now, that's when you'll be doing that. At the end of each round, you'll be submitting your answers to me via either the Google form link that I've got or the online form, which is just a Google form, and you don't need a Google account to use it. You literally just need to have internet. And if you're watching this, you have internet. Congratulations! You can submit answers! Yes, that's how it works. That's how simple it is. Or you can use the Facebook Messenger chat option as well and just do a screenshot of your answers and send it to me there as well. Karen Graham, welcome. Good to see you as always. A regular viewer here as well. Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, so you can use the online form or the screenshot option. So all you do is make sure you make a copy of your answers, regardless of which way you're submitting it to me. So write them down on the pen and paper, use your phone or whatever it is, keep a copy of your answers. Because if you use the online form, once you've filled it out and submitted it to me, they are now on my end and you no longer can access them. So you've got to keep a copy of that because you're self-scoring. So at the end of each round, after we have a break, we come back and then we go through the answers to the previous round. So say round 1 will finish, it'll be question repeats, break, we come back, do the answers to round 1, and that's when you'll be self-scoring. Now the reason why you send answers to me at the end of each round is that at the very, 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 very end, Liesel, hello, lovely Sashi Booty. And I always say that to all my Japan friends. I always use the drop the Japan knowledge out there, and anyone else watching is probably like, what is that? What are those weird words he's saying? It's because they're Japan friends I met over there, and they're just a whole bunch of awesome people. All the people I've met over there are awesome, including Liesel for one of them. She's awesome. Welcome. But yeah, so we're doing some trivia at home here, general knowledge stuff. But yeah, we'll be self-scoring. And the reason why you send your answers to me at the end of each round is at the very end of the night. After round 4, you'll be tallying up your totals, and then you'll be sending me that final score, and I'll be double-checking. So pretty much, I'm going to be the double-checker. I get to do math as well as host this trivia for you. I know, making my job harder than what it is, but that's what I do for you guys, alright? So it's pretty much just going to be me double-checking scores and making sure everything adds up correctly, alright? So I'm just the proof checker. That's what we do for the trivia here, and then we find out who wins at the very end of the night. Now, obviously, as I mentioned earlier, don't put answers in the comments unless they're joke answers. Joke answers are great. Highly encourage them. Let's have a giggle. Let's have a laugh. Let's be silly, and let's have fun. That's what we're here for. Use a pen and paper or note-taking app device. Keep track of your answers. And obviously, like I said, we're sending the answers to me, which is great. Now, Rock Ultra mentioned he's watching the Cricket World Cup 2019 semi-final. England versus Australia. And spoiler alert, when they win, of course. But then again, it's already 2019, so technically it's already passed. And they win the cup. Well, I was unaware, because 2019 I was here, so I didn't watch the cricket. I wasn't up to date with it, so unfortunately, again, I've dropped the ball with kind of my cricket knowledge in the last few years. I know, sad. I need to get back into it, but I just haven't. And I haven't got a whole bunch of mates over here that are into the Aussie sports yet. I know there probably are Aussies over here, but I haven't met them, so I haven't been able to do that yet. So, but yes, soon, I will. I'll get onto it. Rock Ultra. And I'm glad that you're watching that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. But yes, so that's how it's all going to be working tonight, guys. General knowledge trivia, fun to be had. Obviously, trivia at home. We've got a little tip down here for this opening screen here, the welcome screen, which is all about the Black Lives Matter movement. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, do a bit of like history education and study, and then if you want to donate, these links here can help you out with that. So we've got a US link, an Australian link, and a YouTube video as well if you're struggling with a little bit of money with the whole coronavirus situation at the moment. Totally understandable. You can just literally click on that YouTube video and let it play, let the ads run, and all the proceeds go to it. So that could be you doing the small thing, and it also helps out. So that's what we've got up there, and then that changes to a different tip jar as we begin the trivia. So that's exciting, guys. And yes, Rock Ultra, it is a bit of a disappointment that I haven't kept up with the good old cricket, but you know, I'll try to, you know, it's never too late to try again, get back into it, all that fun stuff. So we'll see what happens, eh? We will see what happens. But yeah, I think with that, what time are we looking at? 7:13 over here, so it's been about 10 minutes because I started about 7:03. So I think what we'll do is load up round 1 screens. Now that you know how to play, all the rules have been up here. And again, any questions, any comments, anything you just want to share, by all means, drop it into the comments, guys. I encourage interaction, maybe sharing, maybe, obviously not answers to the questions, but by all means, encouragement, maybe some friendly rivalry, whatever you guys feel like. Maybe what you guys have been up to, what you're drinking. I've got my usual whiskey and I think it's soda water or something again. Again, I was literally at the shops yesterday, and I forgot to buy mixers. Dang it, I keep forgetting to put it on my own list. Seriously, I get all the important stuff, except for the most important stuff, which is, you know, mixer for trivia. That's what I need. I did, however, get another bottle of red wine, so I may just switch to red wine in the coming weeks if I haven't gone back to the shops yet. But that's alright, let us know what you're drinking or eating or snacking on and all the rest of it. Or let us know what colours you'd like to see on the background over here, my little light display unit that you can see behind me that's on the background. Look at that, looks like we're kind of in space and stuff, right? I can change those to red, white, green, and blue in any kind of combination of those, either single or two at a time. So if you have some favourite colours, let me know. Put them in the comments and I can get them up for you guys. That's what we do here. We have a bit of fun. So, I think I'm going to load up round one's questions. That's right. So I'm going to bring up to a new screen, just like that. For those who have never played before, this is how it works. Round one screen looks a little like this. And it's got the trivia theme up here for this round. So it's a syllable ladder. Now for those who have never played the syllable ladder round before, the way it works is that it works like this in regards to syllables. So syllables... So each question number is the answer is going to have that amount of syllables in its answer. So for example, question number 1 will have 1 syllable in its answer. Question number 3 will have 3 syllables. Question number 7 will have 7 syllables. Question number 10 will have 10 syllables. So it's kind of like a little bit of a help hint throughout this round, but it's also a little bit trickier. It's also very tricky to start coming up with questions as you get into the higher syllables, because you need to find answers that are really long, that have 10 syllables in them, or 9 syllables for question 9. So it's a little bit trickier. We've got Robert and... Oh, so he's saying it's Elliot Ness Amber Lager. See, I've missed you in the chat, mate, because you've always had the fancy beers and the drinks whenever we comment and ask for drinks, and I love that. And since you've been gone, you know, Kelly Clarkson, since you've been gone, I have missed your type of beer names. Yeah, pretty much, like Kelly Clarkson. I know, right? And that's why I don't sing, guys. It's Risa that sings. But maybe I will. I believe we had a request that I'm going to do, where her and I are going to do a duet at some point. I can't remember if it's this week or not. We'll have to see. And Mum says pink and purple. Unfortunately, we don't have purple, and the red looks a little bit like pink, depending on the angle. But I literally have red, green, blue, and white. So those are the colors we have, Mum. So if you want any combination of that, or anyone does, let me know. And the Not Celtic Fest Ohio is what Robert says. What was in that regards to? Is that in continuation of your drink? And yes, Karen, I do only rap. I mean, I can sing, but doesn't mean I sing well. I mean, I think everyone can sing. I mean, who doesn't like just to sing? But whether I actually sing well is a completely different story. And especially comparing to, say, Risa, not a chance, mate. Not a chance I'm not up there. But yes, I do rap, and I can do that well, because you don't have to have an amazing voice for that. You've just got to, I guess, know how to breathe and rap and know lyrics and put things together and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's always good fun. But yes, that's pretty much the truth, Karen Graham. And it's all good, Rob. I understand life does get in the way of things. So I know we get different people coming in and tuning into this each and every week. And we get a lot of the regulars. We have some people who stay for a bit, go for a while, come back again. So it's all totally fine. So I'm here to have a bit of fun, and hopefully everyone else is all doing that too. Your earlier post in regards to what you were drinking. So you were expanding on the type of drink. That's what it was. So the Elliot Ness Amber Lager, Not Celtic Fest Ohio. Okay. Alright then. Oh, Great Lakes Beer, local to... okay, sorry, I missed... Actually, the chat had scrolled past, so I just saw Elliot Ness Amber Lager. I didn't see the comment above that. Great Lakes Beer, local to Columbus, Celtic Fest, Ohio. Not Celtic Fest, just Ohio. Alright. Now I get you, mate. Now I get you. And I can talk fast, Karen. Thank you. That's what I'm here for. Hopefully. But yeah, so without further ado, ladies and gents, let's get right on into it. I've changed a little bit of the text around. The one on this side, I've got to always remember which side it's on, is here. That's for pretty much the how-to throughout the trivia, so for those who join, they know not to put answers in the comments, hopefully. No spoilers. But otherwise, grab your pen and paper, guys, or a notepad, note-taking app device, whatever you've got, your phone, I guess, because you're going to be writing down some answers to some questions, obviously, for the trivia. So, without further ado, let's get into question number 1. Question number 1 begins with this. In the novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Phillip K Dick, many humans leave Earth for which planet? So in the novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Phillip K Dick, many humans leave Earth for which planet? That's question number 1 here. I just realized we didn't have background music on. Or at least not in the intro, but that's okay. I've got to put it back on again when it was up. So it's just countdown with silence. I say, even though I have copyright-free music, Facebook occasionally, not all the time, but occasionally will be like, apparently you're playing copyrighted music, and I'm like, nope, it's copyright-free, Mr. or Mrs. Facebook, so I'm gonna need you to stop that. And then YouTube's the same, and these are the ones that I got actually from off YouTube from a company that I have written in like stuff saying that it's totally cool to play on YouTube. And I think they emailed me once, and I was like, nope. You lying. You lying, YouTubes. You lying. But yes, so in the novel Two Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Phillip K Dick, many humans leave Earth for which planet? Question number 1 there. So again, remember syllable ladder, so question number 1, 1 syllable answer. Again, they're kind of hints too, especially in the early ones, because I guess it narrows it down. Question number 2 now. What term is used in geography for arrows which are drawn on a map to show the movement? What term is used in geography for arrows which are drawn on a map to show the movement? What kind of movement? Maybe like dance movement? Who knows, right? We don't know. I don't know. Just making sure all the vids are not freaking out on the other platforms. Making sure it's all gravy, baby. Alright, we are pretty good. Let's move on to number 3 now. What real-life shipwreck inspired Herman Melville's Moby Dick? What real-life shipwreck inspired Herman Melville's Moby Dick? Remember, these are general knowledge themed, which means a lot of like geography and history and kind of like measurements and books and a whole bunch of other kind of stuff that falls under the category of general knowledge. Just things that I guess you would generally know. Or at least we'd hope you generally know. Some things we may not generally know. I know some of these I didn't, some of them I did, some of them I didn't. So again, this is actually sometimes educational. You get to learn, I get to learn, we get to have fun. We make learning fun here. That's what we do with Trivs at home. Trivia! Trivia! So what real life shipwreck inspired Herman Melville's Moby Dick? Number 3, question number 3, so 3 syllables. Number 4, what Australian mammal did scientists think was a hoax when they first saw specimens of it? Now for this one, it's 4 syllables. And I will say that the first one is the. Okay? First one is the. So what Australian mammal did scientists think was a hoax when they first saw specimens of it? It's 4 syllables. The first one is the. So you gotta tell me which Australian mammal. It's the what? Alright? And the counts for the first syllable, which means you have 3 left. For those you can't do math very well. Or if you just wanted to double check. And you knew that already, but you wanted me to tell you anyway. That's what I'm here for. Ka-ching! What Australian mammal did scientists think was a hoax when they first saw specimens of it? How's everyone's weekend, by the way? Did you enjoy it? Did you want to get up to anything exciting over the weekend? I know California went back into lockdown on the Monday. So yesterday for us. So that was exciting. Weekend, I think I went for a swim because it was scorching here in Cali and it still is. It's quite hot over here. I went for a swim. And what else did I do? Did I play some Last of Us? Oh no, I worked as well. That's what I did. I actually worked. I went and had my first shift since this whole lockdown thing. And then we went back into lockdown again. So I had my one and only shift at the escape room that I worked at. With, you know, different rules and regulations and things in place. Actually, like, controlled all the games and stuff and interactions via walkie-talkie. So we didn't even have to, like, physically touch or engage with the guest. We could do it via remote. Went geocaching! Robert! Nice! Did you go? Oh, well, no, you wouldn't have gone with Stacey and Tyler by any chance, because you're in a different state. But I think the first time I went geocaching was with Stacey, believe it or not, in 2013, when I was over here at some point for the Dwarf Games, or was that another time in LA? No, I think it was when we were over here for 2013 games, but that's the first time I'd ever done it. So, and it's funny because I know you guys know each other. Alright, question number 5 now. What is the highest navigable... Navigatable? What is the highest navigable body of water in the world? Did I write that down or copy that correctly? What is the highest navigable body of water in the world? Yeah, I think that makes sense. If it's meant to be navigatable or navigable, either word, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing anyway. But, wow, that typo got, well, mate, if it's a typo, flew under my radar. If it's not a typo, in which case, I'm just freaking out because I'm looking at it and it just looks strange now. You know when you can sometimes look at words and you're just like, that looks wrong, but then it's actually totally fine, it's just for some reason in your mind it's confusing you. I'm not dyslexic at all, so it's definitely not that. Although in those times, it sometimes feels like I am. But those times don't happen often. Yeah, dude, she does. Or she did, at least. This was back in 2013. I swear we did. We did it over in Wisconsin or Michigan or something. Whichever state I was in at the time when I was not performing with the Dwarf Games. And we're visiting a family. And I had a crazy bad reaction to a muscle, like, deep heat kind of muscle relief cream. Because I was absolutely, like, I flew over from Japan to all the way over to the States, and then when I landed I had to go, like, register and everything, and then the time difference was all over the place. I didn't sleep much on the plane, and then the next day I had to, like, compete on the first day, and it was also, like, my birthday, I think, as well. And then the day after, I was just, like, exhausted, I was sore, I was just, like, my body was just exhausted and tired. So, I think it was Stacey's auntie? Great auntie at the time. She was a nurse, which was great, because because when you're a nurse, you've obviously got medical supplies, which is great. And she gave me some, like, muscle deep heat lotion stuff for, like, sore muscles, but I had an allergic reaction to it. And I itched like I've never itched in my entire life, all over my back, and it was the worst. It was the worst feeling, and also because it was my back, so I couldn't even get it. So I had to have, like, other people scratching my back for me, but constantly. And then we had, like, other creams to try and make it go away and stuff, and then that just drained me as well, because it was, like, for hours until we fixed it. And then I ended up, like, having a nap, and it was exhausting. And I remember, like, on the way to, I think it was either geocaching or whatever we were doing, we had to get out of the car, and I was just pacing up and down the side of the road with my shirt off, like, whipping my back, like some sort of crazy man. Like, anyone who would have been driving past just would have seen this topless dude whipping his back, pacing back and forth, and everyone just would have been like, I don't know what just happened, but that guy's crazy. Yeah, I was crazy at that time because my back was making me lose my mind. I was in a state of crazy. And that's what I was doing. Yeah. Fun trip. A lot of funny stories from that trip. And first big time, I think, in the States, actually, yeah. That was my first time in America, too. Yes, what is the highest navigable body of water in the world? Apologies, I've gone on a bit of a chat tonight, but that's what we do. We have a bit of chat. Robert says, I think I've gone with Tyler, but never with the both of them. Maybe it's safe when it's safe to visit, we can all go. I agree. When everything is safe again and we are allowed back out and able to socialize. First, I'm going to give you all a hug, because I miss hugging people. And I'm pretty much going to hug everybody I see, even strangers. I don't even care. And then we'll go geocaching. That works too. But yes, number 6. What is the name of the acclaimed star who wrote the musical Hamilton? What is the name of the acclaimed star who wrote the musical Hamilton? Hamilton. It is now out on Disney Plus for those who haven't seen it yet, just like me. I haven't seen it yet. I remember hearing, like, the music and stuff when it first came out. Rosa and her bestie Jasmine absolutely loved it and were like Skyping each other and singing songs to each other and talking about how amazing it was. So just me in the background hearing it all the time, just understood all the songs and they were cool. But I haven't actually seen the entire musical, so I'll have to get around to doing that. Yes, what is the name of the acclaimed star who wrote the musical Hamilton? Question 6. So remember, 6 syllables. The answer has to be 6 syllables. Did geocaching in Temple Zone with Paul? Karen Graham, nice! Did you actually find anything? How was it in Temple Zone? Because, I mean, when I did it, I was in a completely different state that I've just like, I just took it as me being a tourist and looking around and appreciating what was around, and it was the first time I saw like fireflies and stuff. But Temple Zone, I know, like I lived there. So what did you like find? And where was it? Like in Temple Zone? Because if you make references, I'll be like, I know where that is. Why was such and such there? Or whatever you were doing for the geocaching thing. That would be cool. Alright, number 7. What does GIF or GIF stand for? I say GIF. It was a debate for a long time. GIF or GIF. I say GIF. I think it was determined that it's GIF, but I don't care because GIF just sounds better. I think. Yeah, what does GIF stand for? You see a lot of them. You use them for memes, you probably use them in any of the messages you send to each other, whether on any sort of social media messaging whatsoever. There are always GIF options, which are usually little things that can move and animate. I'm trying to use words without giving away a potential word in the actual GIF meaning. Yeah, GIFs. What does GIF stand for? Question number 7. What does GIF stand for? Number 8. Rosa Parks' bravery in 1955 resulted in a boycott of the bus system in what US city and state? So I want the city name and state. To say if I was going to say the city and state I'm from in Australia, it would be like Melbourne, Victoria. So I want the US city and state set like that for this answer. Cam Graham says, yes, there was one on the light post in the middle of the road of that little garden area. Oh, I know where that is. Yes, I know where that is. And near the wheel and another near the mermaid. I also know where they are. That's cool. Super cool. See, now I get it. I have references. First time I did it, I was new to the place, so I wasn't understanding anything of where I was. And I'm pretty sure, as I mentioned, I was delirious and whipping myself in the back with a t-shirt because I was having an allergic reaction and freaking out. There you go. If Stacey ends up watching this, whether she tunes in live or whatever, I'll send it to her and be like, I mentioned you in the video. That little story when I was visiting and I went crazy. Yeah. But I was also fixed because of her family, so that also helps. So, lifesaver. Lifesaver. Yeah, Rosa Parks' bravery in 1955 resulted in a boycott of the bus system in what US city and state? Remember, 8 syllables it needs for that question. 8 syllables. Number 9. If you completed the 3 Peaks Challenge, which 3 UK mountains would you have climbed? Here you go, Rock Ultra, over on Twitch. I know you're from the UK. That is putting some pressure on you to know the answer to this question. Or if you do not, you're about to learn it when we go through the answers after the break, and then you can share it with your fellow UKians. UKians? United Kingdomians? Wait, what do you call each other like over there? Because we say like Australians, Australians. The UK, you say UKians? Unions? UKians? United Kingdomers. Kingdomers. United Kingdomers, that sounds kind of cool. Now I kind of want to know what every country calls their people. Like America, Americans. Japan, no, I mean Japanese. Not Japanese, no Japanese. Chinese, China. Indonesian. Wow, I want to look all this up. It's kind of fun. Because I want to find like some unique country names and then see if that's like the term to call their kind of people. Or if you're from there, is what I mean. Yes, if you completed the 3 Peaks challenge, which 3 UK mountains would you have climbed? Tell me the 3 of them. Number 9 there. And last one for this round. What does the government acronym DNC stand for? We say Aussies, they say Londoners. Oh, of course, Londoners. Yes, Londoners. I feel like I want to try and get United Kingdomers. I want to try and get United Kingdomers as UKians. Corey Scholes, how are you, mate? Legend of a Bloke also does trivia. That's actually where I first started doing trivia, back in Australia with his company that he works for, Quiz Me Australia. Great company and great people. Definitely check them out if they're back up and running at any pubs. Obviously not in Victoria at the moment, but when they do get up and running, great trivia, a lot of fun. And the host is pretty cool too. But yeah, what does the government acronym DNC stand for? So again, syllable letter, which means this one is a number 10. 10 syllables in this answer. That's what the syllable ladder is about. Each question number is the amount of syllables in its corresponding answer. Hence the syllable ladder. We climb up as the question numbers climb up. So this is number 10. What does the government acronym DNC stand for? That's what we're looking for here. Now, remember, this is the end of round 1, so what's going to happen after this is question repeats are going to pop up on the screen. It'll be questions 1 to 5, and then 6 to 10. They're going to be on the screen for about 45 seconds, just in case you want to double check your answers, or maybe you ducked out or joined in a little bit late and you missed a question. That's what they're there for, and then after that we're going to launch straight into a break. If you've already got all your questions done and your answers are totally fine, then you use the Google form link, which is just the online form that you use to submit your answers. What you do is you put your team name in there, then you enter what round, select from rounds 1 to 4, which round you're submitting for, and then put the corresponding answers in the corresponding question spots. And then at the bottom, click submit form, and boom, you're done. Remember to keep a copy of your answers, because you'll be marking your own scores when we come back and go through the answers to round 1. But in the meantime, guys, it'll be time for a break. So again, question repeats followed by a break. When we get back, round 1 answers, and also make sure you do include your team names, because I always read out team names to see what you guys come up with. Something witty, something fun, something weird, cool, lame, janky, whatever you guys want to come up with. I don't mind. I'm all for reading team names, so I appreciate it. Come up with something, even if it's boring, it doesn't matter. But yes, include team names, and yeah, after that, I guess we'll go into the question repeats, and we'll be back right after all this, guys. See you soon.
answer. I should have kissed you then. Your hair was longer. I pulled away from it. Moved to the city. Over the Tappan Zee Bridge. You like the colors. I can't see anything. I'll be your coffee, I'll be your poster child, walking like Jesus when all the stores are closed. You think of drowning out in your parents' pool. The water's freezing, it was September. I think I know you. I was here before the start of the storm. It's all around you, now you're coming back. Now you're coming back. You want that glimmer, I should have told you then. Now more than ever, the broken pieces fit. Scars and confetti, sawmill and Pontiac clips. I kept Valhalla, but I still want everything. I'll be your sweater, you be my wailing wall. Fighting like Gandhi, when all the lines are down. You dream of flying along the Zuiderzee. The sky was yellow, I still remember. Think I know you. I was here before the start of the storm. It's all around you, now you're coming back home. Now you're coming back. I think I know you. We were here before the start of the storm. It's all around us, now we're coming back.
Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back. We are back. That's right. So hopefully, thank you to those. Not hopefully, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I was about to say, hopefully, you got your answers sent in, and thank you for sending your answers in. But for some reason, I just combined that sentence, and well, those two sentences and made it into one. So it was a hopefully, thank you. But yes, that's right, I'm just skipping over words now, that's what we do here. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully you got all your answers sorted and sent through to me, which is what I was going to say. And thank you for those who did send through your answers to me, either using the online form link or the Facebook Messenger option. Greatly appreciated. For though I'll give it a little bit more longer, because I know there's a couple people that are playing, but maybe they're not going to send their answers in and stuff, they're just playing for a bit of fun, which is totally fine. But so far the teams that we have that have sent in answers are Team Rabbit. Welcome, Team Rabbit. Then we have Team Goop as well. Another team regular here, Team Goop. We got Team Honey Bear, another regular team there. Good to see you. Then we got Escapees from Kings Island. They're returning teams. Good to see you guys back. Thank you. And we got a Quizahoo as well, which I think is some of my Quiz-Me buddies from back home. So that's exciting. And for those of you who are still playing, maybe in others, remember to get your answers through to me. But if you can't get it, that's okay. Just keep playing. That's totally fine. We don't mind if you guys are playing on your own at home. That'll be here to educate you, and you guys can have a bit of fun while you're at it as well. That's totally fine. We appreciate that. But without further ado, let's go through the answers to round one's questions. In the novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? By Phillip K Dick, many humans leave Earth for which planet? Well, that would be the planet Mars. Mars, see? One syllable. Mars is just one syllable. So the answer was Mars. Question number 1 there. Question number 2. What term is used in geography for arrows which are drawn on a map to show the movement? Well, that would be flow lines. Flow lines is for number 2. Flow lines. Number 3, what real-life shipwreck inspired Herman Melville's Moby Dick? Well, that would be the Essex. The Essex. That was the real-life shipwreck. The Essex was the real-life shipwreck inspired Moby Dick there. Number 4, what Australian mammal did scientists think was a hoax when they first saw specimens of it? Now remember, I gave you the first syllable, it was the. So hopefully you got that at least. So yes, first one was the. The next 3 syllables is platypus. Platypus. Now that was a tricky one because it could have also been kangaroo. Or, like, I think there was another one. Koala. That's right. It could have been either of those because of those syllables. So hopefully you guys were able to say the platypus. For those who did, congrats. For those who didn't, don't stress. It was a bit of a trickier question there because they had some similar sounding and amounts of syllables in Australian animals. I didn't even realize until this question came up. See, I'm learning stuff too, which is great. Alright, so, number 5, what is the highest navigable body of water in the world? Well, that would be Lake Titicaca. Lake Titicaca. Yep, sounds like a funny name. It actually is real. It exists. That is the word or the title of the lake. Lake Titicaca. So there you go. That is the highest navigable water, body of water in the world. Number 6, what is the name of the acclaimed star who wrote the musical Hamilton? Well, that would be Lin-Manuel Miranda. That's right, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Now, I did look this up because his name is spelled Manuel, like M-A-N-U-E-L. So I had to look up how he actually pronounces it. So it is actually Manuel, not Manuel. So Lin-Manuel Miranda, for those who may have seen the name and were like, oh no, maybe it's a syllable too long. Well no, it depends on how he pronounces it. So there you go, I learned how to pronounce this dude's name. So there you go, I learned something as well from this, and now you guys did too in case you didn't. Number 7, what does GIF stand for? It stands for Graphics Interchange Format. Graphics Interchange Format. That's what we're looking at here. Graphics Interchange Format. 7 syllables. 2, 3, 2 for 7 as a total there for question number 7. Getting up to the higher syllables now. Here we go. Number 8. Rosa Parks' bravery in 1955 resulted in a boycott of the bus system in what US city and state? Well, that would be Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama. Alright. Montgomery, Alabama. So hopefully you guys got that one. That was the 8 syllables there for question number 8. Number 9 now, if you completed the 3 Peaks Challenge, which 3 UK mountains would you have climbed? Well, that would be the Ben Nevis, Snowdon, and a scaffold pike. Or scaffel pike. I don't know if I was pronouncing those correctly, Rock Ultra. You can let me know if I pronounced them correctly, incorrectly. But yes, Ben Nevis, Snowden, and Scaffel Pike was what we're looking for there for question number 9. And question number 10, what does the government acronym DNC stand for? Well, that stands for Democratic National Committee. Democratic National Committee. So there you go, that was the 10 acronym. Or 10 syllables, sorry, not acronym. So the acronym is the actual question. The syllables for 10 syllables is there in the DNC. What it actually means. Democratic National Committee. So hopefully you guys did well. Keep track of your scores because you're going to need them for the very end when you send your totals to me. So keep track of that. But without further ado, ladies and gents, we're now going to launch into round 2. Which, by the looks of things, alright, everything's all good. That's all on the screen properly, which is great. So the way it's going to work is this is multiple choice, guys. Multiple choice, yes. Which means that the answer is going to be somewhere up on the screen for you. That's right, that's how easy I've made this. You know what else? I'm going to, what colors do we have behind us? We have, maybe, can change that to a green? Is that going to work for me? Or are you just going to keep, like, randomly look? Come on. I don't know if that's changing or not. I think it is. Ah, there we go. Change then, I was just pointing at the wrong spot. Karen said, I wrote the answer for 10 on my paper, but forgot to put it on the form. Well, Karen Graham, that's a bit silly. It's a bit silly, but send it through to me. Anyway, send it through to me on a screenshot or something in a private message so I have a copy of it. I will take your word for it, because you are a loyal Trivia at Home participant. So, I will trust you. You are a trustworthy person, so I'll take your word for it. So send it through to me, that way we can have that in there. But yes, round 2, guys, is going to be multiple choice. It is the theme for general knowledge and what's missing. So what's missing? That's what, there's going to be a word or something missing from whatever it is down below, and you have to tell me what it is, and the options are going to be, I do it every time, over on this side here in that. So for example, if I bring up question number 1, it looks a little bit like this. eBay was originally called auction... What? What is missing? eBay, there's obviously a word missing there. eBay was originally called auction something. Was it called auction house? Auction what? Auction auction? Or auction web? eBay was originally called auction what? And it was Ron who told me the answer. Good on you, Ron. See, if you guys have got, if you're living with like housemates, family, friends, acquaintances, work colleagues, whoever it is that you're living with, you can use them in your teams. Get them involved and play the trivia. The more the merrier, that's what we do, and especially with teams, that means more heads. More heads are better than one. More heads are better than one. 2 heads are better than one is, I think, what I'm actually saying is, but I guess more heads are also better than one, in this case. Unless they're 2 silly heads and 1 really smart head, in which case the 1 really smart head's better. Agito, good to see you. We're doing some trivia if you feel like playing. Get amongst it. eBay was originally called auction what? Auction house. Auction what? Auction or auction web. Now for this one, when you're filling it out on the online forms, you can do either A, B, C, and D for your answers, or you can actually write it out as well. So it's totally up to you, just as long as you give me one way of knowing what you're putting down for your answers, okay? So A, B, C, or D, or actually writing the answer itself. It's totally fine. Either or is A-okay. Number 2, York and Lancaster houses were involved in a war called the War of the... What's missing? What's the missing word? Is it daffodils, roses, lilies, or orchids? Daffodils, roses, lilies, or orchids? Daffodils, roses, lilies, and orchids. I don't know why that sounded like a... For some reason I got like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme, or like a... some sort of cartoon theme intro in my head when I started singing that. I don't know what I was talking about. The flower power. That rhymes. Flower power. Yeah, just writing my own show here. Kind of like a mix of Powerpuff Girls, Super Mario, Power Rangers, and Ninja Turtles. Combine all those together and you got the flower power. Yep. I'm patenting that. TM, my idea. Back away, others. Unless you're gonna pay me some money for it. York and Lancaster houses were involved in the war called the War of the what? The daffodils, roses, lilies, or orchids. Number 2. Number 3 now. 3. Aha, see? 3 and 3. I did that deliberately this time. 3 is the number of hearts, and what has? Is it an elephant, an alpaca, an octopus, or an owl? You know what, reading that without the actual one of those words in there, the sentence doesn't grammatically make sense. Because usually you would say, ah, but you only put the N there if the next letter is a vowel. For those who don't know much about English, there you go, you're getting an English lesson here. But when there's nothing there, and it looks like I'm going to the following letter, which is an H, which is not a vowel, it doesn't look like it actually matches. So writing this question was very odd. My auto-correcting me wanted to fix it, but I knew it's because I have to leave it blank for this. So 3 is the number of hearts an elephant, an alpaca, an octopus, or an owl has. Karen Graham says, we'll be calling you Justin Bieber soon. All this singing. Don't say that. My brother Travis will get excited or disappointed because he's related to Justin Bieber. And he loves Justin Bieber. So that would be weird. If he was suddenly related to him, then he couldn't suddenly love him. So I guess that would be disappointing for him. So Trav, apparently I'm Justin Bieber now. Yes, 3 is the number of hearts an elephant, an alpaca, an octopus, or an owl has. Sounds like the third day of Christmas, something has so many hearts. Kind of song. Alright, number 4. The what is the head of the Roman Catholic Church? Is it the master, the cardinal, the preacher, or the pope? The master, the cardinal, the preacher, or the pope? Which one is the head of the Roman Catholic Church? That's what we're looking for here. Dun dun dun. That's right, having fun with that one. Number 4 there. Question number 5. The year what saw the first model of iPhone released? That's right. What year was the first model of iPhone released? The year 2006, 2007, 2008, or 2009 saw the first model of iPhone released. Interesting, interesting. Were you guys one of the people that got involved on the first iPhone? I don't think I was. Actually, I don't know what type. Was it just iPhone 1? I don't even think. I remember there being an iPhone 4 or 3. But I don't remember there being an iPhone 1. Unless I just didn't get that and it wasn't any good. But I had like a Nokia 3310 and a 3315 and a Sony Ericsson for a while before all the iPhones and stuff came out, like the touchscreen ones. I remember with the 3315 or 3310, or even both I think, I had a full car system hooked up, so it would sit in the phone slot that I had custom made for it and attached, and I could had like wires running around the sides and speakers and microphone, so that way I could do like audio calls and stuff while I was driving safely. I didn't have to touch it. And that was fantastic until I got rid of the phone because it was purely made just for that. So I then had, for many years afterwards, this random phone car system hookup that I couldn't use anymore because I upgraded my phone and the thing wasn't adapted to any other phone models. So it was great for when it existed. It was like super unique and special, and then as soon as I upgraded, it became the most useless thing I've ever had. It just sat there. I had to stare at it, and I had to come on every car trip. I think it's even still in the car now. Still now. Years later. Still haven't gone through and just taken it out, I don't think. Maybe I should just get a 3315. They probably cost like $1. Well, I'm also not back in Australia anymore either, but for when I return, I'll just buy one for $1 and that'll be my phone. I'll keep my actual iPhone or whatever I have for, you know, texting and internet and all the rest of that stuff, but for phone calls, I'll actually use that. And just divert all my calls to that number. And then bam, reuse the system. Number 6, meteorology is the study of tea, cannibalism, the weather, or coffee. Meteorology is the study of tea, cannibalism, the weather, or coffee? I just started swaying because I'm sitting on a stool. It's kind of fun to just sway back and forth on it. I'm not actually standing and just doing like weird, ducking left and right. That kind of feels weird without the swaying of the chair. A lot more fun when you got the chair. Do you guys ever do that as kids when you're like in school and stuff, just leaning back on the chairs? I always did that. I'd still be listening to the teacher and everything, but I always leaned back on my chairs. Always. Unless I was taking notes, but anything that was regards to like listening and stuff, always leaned back. Don't know why. Just love just balancing on them. Yeah, meteorology is the study of tea, cannibalism, the weather, or coffee. Coffee, what a wonderful, wonderful drink. And to think for so many years I didn't even drink it. I didn't like the stuff. And now I love it. Number 7, the femur bone is found in the arm, head, neck, or leg. Which word is missing from that sentence? The femur bone is found in the arm, head, neck, or leg. Putting on voices is fun. I actually just recently recorded a character reel, finally. I don't know if any of you guys got to have a listen to that. I'll put it up on YouTube and shared it on my social medias. Or maybe I'll put it in the break song, the break screen, and then that can just play on loop. You'll be like, what is this guy's voice? Just me looping my own character reel. For anyone who decides to listen. They'll be like, hey, that sounds cool, who's that? And then, bam! It comes back and it's me. But yeah, for those who didn't, go check it out. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. And also big thanks to Risa for helping me, like, get all that together, pushing me to, you know, keep going and getting it right, because it's a lot of takes and trying to perfect things and different approaches to doing the different voices and stuff and getting them right. So she was really good with helping me get all that together and then editing and putting it all together for me. She's just awesome. She really is. You guys already know that though, but I'll tell you just in case you forget, or there's new people here who don't know that. And yeah, Rembrandt, a Dutch draftsman, painter, and printmaker, lived in the 16th, 17th, 18th, or 19th century. Rembrandt, a Dutch draftsman, painter, and printmaker, lived in the 16th, 17th, 18th, or 19th century. Which word is missing? It's either A, B, C, or D. Multiple choice, fun rounds. Actually, the Quiz Me company I was mentioning earlier that I first started trivia hosting at, all the questions are multiple choice. Everything. And you get a wireless buzzer as well. It was super fun, super convenient, and also super easy. Well, not, I mean easy as in like setup and stuff. Because it was all done in like computerized and whatnot, as opposed to manually typing stuff in. Rembrandt, a Dutch draftsman, painter, and printmaker, lived in the 16th, 17th, 18th, or 19th century. Hanoi is the capital city of Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, or Turkey. Hanoi is the capital city of Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, or Turkey. Which one do we think, ladies and gents? Which one do we think? That's right. Checking it out. Hanoi is the capital city of, what's missing? Which word? Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, or Turkey? And last question for round 2. The process of dehydration, fermentation, sailing, or boiling converts sugar to acids, alcohol, or gases. The process of dehydration, fermentation, salting, or boiling converts sugar to acids, alcohol, or gases. Which one is it? Which one do you think, guys and girls? Again, if you don't know, I highly encourage guessing, because, I mean, the answer is actually on here. Unlike the previous round where you could guess anything, at least on this one, the answer is somewhere on the screen here. For each question, you can guess it. 1 in 4, 25% chance of getting it right. And getting that extra point, or a few extra points if you get a few of them. Could be game changing. Yes, with that in mind, ladies and gents, that is the end of round 2. So, just like always, we'll have question repeats popping right up before we launch into a break for round 2. So if you've got all your answers done, use either the online form or the Google form to send your answers to me for round 2. Just this time, make sure you select round 2 from the round selection option, and then submit your answers accordingly. Or if you're doing the Facebook Messenger option, once again, screenshot or just send them through to me written down from questions 1 to 10. Get them through to me. Otherwise, here come the question repeats for you. And if you need them, that's great. Otherwise, enjoy your slightly longer break than the rest who need these question repeats. But yes, so we'll be back after the break, guys, with round 2's answers. Thanks for being here.
You leaned in closer, I should have kissed you then. Your hair was longer, I pulled away from it. Moved to the city, over the Tappan's Bridge. You like the colors, I can't see anything. I'll be your coffee, I'll be your poster child. Walking like Jesus, when all the stores are closed, you think of drowning out in your parents' door.
Hello, ladies and gents. We are back once again. Good to see you. Thanks for sending your answers through. Let's go right through the answers. And now for round 2 is multiple choice. What's missing? For the general knowledge trivia we got going on for tonight. Trivs at home. Get excited. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Thanks for tuning in. Question number 1. eBay was originally called Auction what? Was it A, B, C, or D? It was D. Auction Web. It actually was called Auction Web before they decided to change the name to eBay. So Auction Web was the answer to number 1. York and Lancaster houses were involved in the war called the War of the What? Daffodils, roses, lilies, or orchids? It was B. Roses. War of the Roses was the answer we're looking for here. Yes, based on my new animated TV show Heroes on my left, right? It's on my right when I do this, but it's left on the screen. Daffodils, roses, lilies, orchids, power. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know what. We're gonna have to keep writing for that. We'll get something done, guys. You watch. It'll happen. Number 3. 3 is the number of hearts an elephant, alpaca, octopus, or owl has. Well, that would be octopus. Octopus has 3 hearts, guys. An octopus has 3 hearts. That's pretty cool. But unless they all get broken, that would be terrible. I was about to say heartbreaking, but obviously, duh. But yeah, imagine being an octopus and being heartbroken. Like, I guess if you just get, I don't know, heartbroken once, you've got the other 2 to be fine, so you just like put that one to the side and let the other 2 come up. I don't know how that works. If they can get their hearts broken 3 times in a row and they're just absolutely shattered, that'll be weird, eh? That'll be weird. Alright, what is the head of the Roman Catholic Church? That would be the Pope. The Pope is the head of the Roman Catholic Church. So D for number 4 here. Number 5, the year 2006, 2007, 2008, or 2009 saw the first model of iPhone released. Now, did any of you have it? Let us know in the comments if you were on the first model of iPhone when it was released, because it was in the year 2007. 2007, so B is the answer there. Number 6, meteorology is the study of what? T, cannibalism, the weather, or coffee? Well, that would be C, the weather. Meteorology is the study of the weather. Number 6 there. Number 7, the femur bone is found in the... Remember that song? Them bones, them bones, them bones. It's about which bones connected to the something. Yes, the femur bones found in the arm, head, neck, or leg. Well, that would be leg. D for leg. Well, D, leg, not D for leg. Leg starts with an L, but that's not an actual multiple choice number or letter. Number 8. Rembrandt, a Dutch draftsman, painter, and printmaker, lived in which century? 16th, 17th, 18th, or 19th? That would be the 17th. 17th century is what we're looking for number 8 there. Number 9. Hanoi is the capital city of which of these 4 places? Well, that would be Vietnam. Vietnam. Hanoi is the capital city of Vietnam. Number 9 there. And number 10, the process of what converts sugar to acids, alcohol, or gases? Is it A, B, C, or D? It is B, fermentation. The process of fermentation converts sugar to acids, alcohol, or gases. So those are your answers, guys. Hopefully you guys did well and got some decent points for that particular round. And without further ado, grab a new piece of paper, or pen and paper. We're about to go into the picture round. Spell that word or phrase. So this one's a little bit different. Maybe a little bit easy. I kind of had it pictured like, you know, Wheel of Fortune-ish kind of stuff where the word comes up on the screen and I've got to actually fix the camera so it's adjusted properly and stays up. Or maybe I'll just tilt the whole laptop screen down. That works. Although now I'm probably a bit blurry, so apologies about that. But yeah, so the way it's going to work, there'll be a picture that pops up on the screen. It is spell that word or phrase. What I've also done is down in the little blue box is going to be like a little hint. Kind of like a little bit of a guidance to help you try and guess it. So if you don't know what the actual word is itself, you've got a little hint that'll pop up on the screen. So for example, the first one is going to look like this. It is a city. And I've given you some letters. You just get the rest to give me the name of the city. Now it's interesting because I don't know where to stand for this one. Whether I'm going to stand over here. Maybe I can just duck down low and be like, hey guys, what's happening? I'm down here. Maybe up really high and just like peek over and be like, hey guys, look, I'm trying to hold myself up over this thing. Ah, fell down. That's a little bit of fun. See what you can do with video, guys. Video is great. You can have so much fun with it. But But yes, so spell that word or phrase. It's a city. I gave you a few letters. You give me the rest. Now keep in mind the spaces in between them. Now obviously the lines connect, which I think that's just based on the font I used. Because if I actually tried to put an extra space between them, it would have just made it really, really wide and difficult to fit on the screen. But keep in mind that they may say, for example, the first one, where's my hand? This one, maybe only one letter. This one, 2 letters. So keep an eye on the width of the gaps, alright? And how many letters you may need to fill in, okay? I'm kind of helping you out with the first one. I won't do that for all of them, because that'll make it too easy, but hopefully based on that, you can figure out how many letters are missing for each one. Then you need to fill the gaps in, alright? You don't have to write just the letters, I want the entire word. Okay? Don't just fill in the letters and when you submit your answers, I've just got a whole bunch of random letters. No. Give me the entire word. Alright, number 2 now. The hint is largest. Largest. Now, you will notice that in this one, there's a space here. Which means it's 2 words. Alright? So if there's a space, it means it's 2 words. Or an additional word. So this one here, the hint is largest. You need to tell me what it is based on these letters here. This one's a little bit trickier, or maybe it's easier. Okay, there's a general knowledge-y themed as well, so it doesn't narrow it down too much, but it also does in some way. It's not going to be like, I don't know, the name of a movie character or something. Unless it's a movie I haven't seen, but I doubt it. Yeah, number 2, largest, is the hint, and you've got this, a couple of letters on there. Fill in the rest to give me the 2 words for this one. Oh, I think I'm about to sneeze, hold on. Excuse me. And number 3 now. The hint is 8,848 meters. 8,848 meters. Sorry for those who deal with, I guess, not meters. But this is the hint. Milk Ultra says he fell asleep but he's back now. Well, that is usually around 3 AM your time, mate, so that is totally understandable that you do fall asleep. I'm not sure if you missed round 1, but there was actually a UK-based question in there for you. You have to go back and rewatch the stream and check it out. See if you actually know what the answer is. Yeah, this one here is spell that word or phrase. I'll give you some of the letters. You need to get the rest. And there's a hint at the bottom. It says number 3, 8,848 meters. What is the word? Or words? Number 3 there. Number 4. This one here. AU in chemistry. So in chemistry in AU. So that's the hint. It's a much shorter one than the rest that we've had so far. Much shorter than the rest. AU in chemistry. It starts with a G, ends in a D. What do we think it is? Let me know. Put it down next to number 4 when you're submitting your answers. That's question number 4. Number 5 now. This one is Olympics 2000. Sounds like the brand name of like an upgraded model of something. It's like, you know, it just starts off as like, this is the Olympic, but this is the Olympics 2000. The much more upgraded, better version of Olympics. Be like, wow, that's got a whole bunch of new features and like gadgets, and it's sleek looking, and it's lighter, and I don't know, other cool features that you can just add here. If that's what I'm actually talking about. It may be completely irrelevant, but that's just what it sounds like. Olympics 2000. I think what it actually reminds me of is I had a camera that was an Olympus brand camera. And I remember that had like different kind of names for the different types of Olympus cameras. And I think that's what I'm mixing this up with. Because it sounds very similar to it. Yeah, Olympics 2000. Guess the word. Spell it out for me. Remember, do the whole word. Don't just give me the missing letters. Number 6 now. Ooh, a bit of math in here. Square root of 256. The square root of 256. Square root of 256. Mathematicians, your time to shine is now. Well, you could have been shining the entire time, but this is puts you a little bit above the rest as well. Square root 256. Number 7. The Latin word tempus. The Latin word tempus. Latin word tempus, what is it? What's this word here on the screen? What do we think it is? Ah, look at that. And the background changes. Now it looks like we're in the ocean. Or an aquarium. Or something. Number 8 now. Boom! Now this would be a tricky one. This was like a bit of a fun fact if you all don't know what this one's gonna be. Smiling in photos before cheese. And what I mean by that is smiling in photos before cheese. Now think about in regards to photos, people say cheese and you smile. There was actually a phrase that people used before that. That's what this is. So a bit of a hint. They used to say cheese to get people to smile. What did they say before cheese? This was a weird little fun fact that I learned today, and you're going to learn as well. So next time you're out having a photo, you'll be like, maybe you'll say this, and people will be like, what? What did you just say? What are you tripping? You'll be like, listen. That's a knowledge drop on you. And then that's when you can tell them this. Number 9. A 1970 group split up. I read that when it first popped up on the screen. Do you know what the first word was that popped into my head? Even though I know what the answer is, but when I just saw this, I immediately thought of Teletubbies. I don't even know why. I guess because some of the letters that were on there, I just went, oh, Teletubbies. But I also don't think that they were around in the 1970s. But yeah, Teletubbies was the first word that just popped in my head. Alright, one more question now. This one here. Blue, yellow, black, green, and red. Blue, yellow, black, green, and red. Blue, yellow, black, green, and red. I feel like this is like Wheel of Fortune or those game shows where they spin the wheel and guess the letters. If I could make that some kind of feature on this, and then you guys comment different letters or whatever, that'd be kind of fun. But yes, so that is the end of round 3, guys. So again, question repeats will pop up on the screen. The hints won't be there, but the actual words that you'll be spelling out will be on there. So unfortunately I wasn't able to get the hints included, so hopefully you remember the hints at least if you do need them. If you don't, do not stress, because that means, you know, you obviously don't need them, and that's totally fine. So again, question repeats coming right up. So 1 to 5, then 6 to 10, and then we're going to go into a break. If you need those, then use them wisely and then send your answers to me. Otherwise, if you don't need them, you can send your answers to me for round 3 now, and you just get yourselves a bit of a longer break. So without further ado, ladies and gents, here come the question repeats. When we come back from this break, it's into the last round, the competence round of trivia we got going on, which is very exciting, general knowledge themed. Hope you're having fun so far, and we'll be right back. We'll see you soon.
closer. I should have kissed a little. Your hair was longer. I pulled away from it. Moved to the city. Over the Tappan Zee Bridge. You like the colors. I can't see anything. I'll be your coffee, I'll be your poster child. Walking like Jesus when all the stores are closed. You think of drowning out in your parents' pool. The water's freezing, it was September. I think I know you. I was here before the start of the storm. It's all around you, now you're coming back. Now you're coming back. You want that glimmer, I should have told you that. Now more than ever, the broken pieces fit. Scars and confetti, sawmill and Pontiac clips. I kept Valhalla, but I still want everything. I'll be your sweater, you be my wedding wall. Fighting like Gandhi, when all the lines are down. You dream of flying along the Zuiderzee. The sky was yellow, I still remember. Think I know you. I was here before the start of the storm. It's all around you, now you're coming back. Now you're coming back. I think I know you. We were here before the start of
Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back. Thanks for sending through your answers for round 3's picture round. Very exciting round. It was kind of like that Wheel of Fortune game where you got to get the word when you've only got a few letters on the screen and stuff. Except I can't be doing a spinning wheel and giving out cash prizes for each correct letter. I don't have the funding for that. But I would love to be a host on that show. So if anyone knows anyone looking for a host on that show, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll be good. I swear. I'll be really good. But yes. Alright, let's get right into it, guys. Let's go through the picture round for this. Question number 1 was this one here, and it was a city. The city we were looking for was Wellington. Wellington in New Zealand, I believe. There may be another one elsewhere, but it was New Zealand is what I got the idea from. Number 2, the clue here was largest. So the largest, it was a 2-word, and it's actually the blue whale. The blue whale, because it is the largest animal. So that was the hint with the largest. Blue whale. Blue whale for number 2 there. Number 3 is 8,848 meters. What is 8,848 meters? Well, that would be Mount Everest. Mount Everest, the height of Mount Everest. That's how tall it is, 8,848 meters. So Mount Everest for number 3 there. Number 4 now is AU in the chemistry. So the chemistry symbol of AU, well, that would be gold. Gold, ladies and gents. Gold would be what number 4 is. Number 5, Olympics 2000. Not like an upgraded product that I was pretending to advertise for, but no, the actual Olympics in the year 2000 was in Sydney. Sydney, Australia to be exact, but yes, Sydney was the host city for the Olympics in 2000. Number 6, the square root of 256. Now, there were some clues here because it was question 6, and there was 256, and that's because it's actually 16. 16 is what we're looking for number 6. So yes, lots of 6 related in that question there. Number 7, Latin and tempest is the clue that you were given here for this word. The spelling of that word would be time. Time, T-I-M-E is what we're looking for, time. Number 7. Number 8, smiling in photos before cheese. So that was the hint, and then I expanded on it and kind of said like what it actually meant. So there was a phrase that people were apparently told to say in photos before they were taken. This is before the whole smiling in photos, before cheese. You know what the word is? Prunes. Prunes. P-R-U-N-E-S. Prunes. Now this was before actually smiling was encouraged in photos. So they would say prunes to like have a straight face, because you can't be prunes. It just looks weird when you're trying to smile and say the word prunes, because smiling wasn't a thing in photos, and this was back in the 1800s when this came about. So before that, it was all about prunes, and only the real wealthy people could afford to have like their own sort of private photo session. Prunes was the word that people would say. They'd have to like stand still for ages and just keep a straight face, because people apparently couldn't smile for 15 minutes while they were waiting for this photo to be done. So yeah, it wasn't until later when cameras got updated and all the rest of it, and then they tried to promote cameras, and apparently when they were trying to promote them, people were still not getting on board with buying them. So then when they did a marketing thing, it was about saying cheese and smiling in photos, and when people saw that smiling in photos was the marketing thing, it was showing happiness and joy. So that's when this whole switch for cameras came about, and people started buying cameras. Because originally it was all about like just portrait, like straight face, not like really happy and joyous photos, but just like some serious photo stuff. And it wasn't until full marketing decided to try and spin it so they could sell cameras when they became more user friendly and not as expensive to have, that the whole smiling in photos became the marketing thing, and that's what got cameras so popular and bought, and then it just boomed from there. So there you go, prunes. It's the word, and all that I was looking for, and a little history lesson on smiling in photos. So next time you're doing a family photo, be that one that says prunes, make everyone look at you, somehow try and be the only one that smiles as well by saying prunes, and then you can be like, guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? Clearly, like, you guys can't smile. What's wrong with you? But yes, that'll be hilarious, and let me know how it goes. Alright, number 9, 1970 group split up. It wasn't the Teletubbies, it was the Beatles. The Beatles was the 1970 group that split up. The Beatles. The Beatles. And number 10 was this one, blue, yellow, black, green, and red. Blue, yellow, black, green, and red was the hint, and that is for the Olympic rings. The Olympic rings is what we're looking for here. Olympic rings. That's right. O-L-Y-M... What? Oh, yeah, that's a double space in there. Olympic rings. I think that's meant to be a double space in there. That may not have actually been a double space fit, but it's meant to be Olympic rings. So hopefully you guys guessed Olympic rings. Olympic rings for number 10 there. So well done, guys. That one was a bit of a fun round, a little bit different. And I may do something like a spell, or guess that letter, or the missing something word, or whatever for that again. But I'll make it a little more snazzy looking and a bit more fun, as opposed to trying to match the color scheme that we got on here with the rest of the borders. But for now, guys, let's go into round 4 as a confidence round. That's right. The confidence round, which is a little bit different to previous rounds, and the way that is so, let me grab my stool so I can slide on over, have a bit of a seat like maybe the rest of yous. Actually, I have no idea if the rest of you are sitting down. You may not be, or you may be standing or doing something else. But yes, 10 random questions. You're going to rank your answers from 10 to 1. 10 being the highest ranking and the most confident, 1 being the lowest. You don't use each of those ranking numbers once. So all the numbers between 10 and 1, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to use each number once. Now, the points given for correct answers are based on the rank numbers you give. So the reason why it's called the confidence round is because when you've finished answering all your 10 questions, you're going to go through and see how confident you are by ranking your answers 10 to 1. And obviously, the higher number, the more confident your answer is. If you get that correct, boom, you get that amount of points for that question. So say you put a big fat 10 on question number 2 and it's correct, you get 10 points just for that question alone. Big points in this round, guys. Possible 55 points just in this round alone that you can get. Again, still no points deducted for incorrect answers, so have a guess anyway. You never know if you'll get those few extra points needed to scrape across into like the first place or the top 3, or wherever you guys feel like you're comfortable in finishing with the trivia. But yeah, so that's how it's going to work. 10 random questions are a little bit trickier. Sometimes there's an easy question or 2 in there because I'm nice like that, but they are a little bit trickier than your previous questions in that they're a little bit more broad. It's not as specific. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right on into it. Question number 1 is this: which American state is the largest by area? Which American state is the largest by area? dun, 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 dun. I wonder if I should get like a little timer animation that pops up here or something, a little countdown, so then that way, I don't know if we know how many seconds we have left of the question on the screen, because I kind of just wing it. What would you guys prefer? Like timed questions for like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, or do you just like the fact that I randomly do it based on my own discretion and whether I end up talking a lot or sometimes I try and play catch up with other questions or whatever. But I've thought of potentially doing timed questions, and that way if I'm just halfway through talking and the thing changes, I'm like, oh, well, next question. I didn't have a choice on that one. Or I can just continue my rant after I read the second question, or third question, or fourth question, or whichever one we go from there. But yes, question number 1 here. Which American state is the largest by area? Number 2. What is the name of the world's longest river? The world's longest river. What is the name of it? The world's longest river. I don't know what the name of it is. Ice cold drink. Beverages are great. Great, great, great. Beep, beep, beep. What is the name of the world's longest river? Question number 2. Number 3. A screwdriver cocktail is orange juice, ice, and which spirit? A screwdriver cocktail is orange juice, ice, and which spirit? Oh, we could have done like a cocktail round for trivia. Maybe I can include it in one of my upcoming ones. I forget what all the themes are. Maybe I can squeeze one in based on alcoholic beverages or spirits, cocktails. Or it'll just be a theme in August. Just all things alcohol related. Cocktails, and then there can be different types of spirits, maybe the origin of certain drinks, the history of when certain drinks were made or where they come from. We'll see. We'll see. We could do something like that, I reckon. The screwdriver cocktail is orange juice, ice, and which spirit? Number 3. Number 4 now. Which natural disaster is measured with a Richter scale? Which natural disaster is measured with a Richter scale? That's right. Out of all the types of natural disasters, we did a trivia theme night, I think, on natural disasters, I believe, a while back. And I learned that there's quite a lot of natural disasters, or things that are considered natural disasters. So, yeah, there's been a lot. So which one is measured with a Richter scale? It's question number 4 here. Question number 4. Hiroko, over on the Facebook chat, welcome! Good to see ya! Thanks for joining in. Number 5, what country produces the most coffee in the world? And I am grateful for it. Now, I wasn't, again, like I mentioned earlier, wasn't a big coffee fan, but have been these last several years. I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. How many years has it been? But sometime over when I was in Japan, I got onto coffee. What country produces the most coffee in the world? That's what question number 5 is. Halfway through the confidence round, guys. Halfway. Maybe you don't need to rank your answers just yet. You can wait until we've got all the answers, or you've got all the answers written down, and then you can rank them. Alright? Question number 6. What does the acronym ABS stand for? The acronym ABS. What does it stand for? What does it stand for? I know. And maybe you know too. Something's a little bit easier than others. Good old general knowledge. I'm expecting big points for this particular trivia night from you guys. I imagine, anyway. I could be totally wrong. I just have faith in all of you. Number 7, out of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which is the only one that remains relatively intact? Out of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which is the only one that remains relatively intact? Oh, excuse me. Did not mean that. Out of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which is the only one that remains relatively intact? So question number 7 on the confidence round. So I know I got family and friends back home in Victoria, and they're currently going in their second lockdown. California just seems to have started their second lockdown, but we don't know how long for yet. Is anyone else going through second lockdown phases, wherever you guys are viewing this from, or are you in kind of like soft opening stages or slow opening of things still? Depending on where you're viewing this from. Let us know in the comment section of your screen. Number 8. What number is a baker's dozen? What number is a baker's dozen? Bread. I love bread. I'm a huge bread fan. I miss my bakeries in Australia. My Baker's Delight. Anytime you walk past them in the shopping centre, just the smell of the bakery. Actually, any pretty much bakery smell is just amazing. I wonder if people that work at bakeries, if they ever get sick of that smell. I couldn't imagine being sick of it. It's just good. It's fresh. I just feel like it's wonderful. Magic. The smell of a bakery. It's great. Yes, what number is a baker's dozen? Question number 8 there. Oh, here. Number 9. What temperature centigrade does water boil at? What temperature centigrade does water boil at? Temperature centigrade. That's right. So my American friends who deal in Fahrenheit, we've jumped into centigrade for this question. But hey, it's general knowledge. I've been getting used to conversion rating for Celsius and Fahrenheit and all that kind of stuff. So you can do it too. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. What temperature centigrade does water boil at? Yup. I'm a crazy over here, guys. And you're crazy with me. Mitsubishi, Sony, and Toyota are all companies with roots in what country? Mitsubishi, Sony, and Toyota are all companies with roots in what country? Question number 10. That's right, we've reached the end of the confidence round. Fancy that. Flew through those questions. General knowledge. Round 4's final round, confidence round trivia here. Playing trivia at home, that's where we are. Can't do it out in public at the moment, so we do it via stream. The wonderful world of streaming. Get on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. And Mixer's now shut now. I believe Microsoft has closed that up and then merged with Facebook something or other, so I don't know what that is exactly. Well, I know what Facebook is. But in regards to what like the Facebook streaming side of things, not just Facebook Live, I think it's called something else, can't remember, that Mixer is going over to. Facebook, I think it's a new thing. Facebook Gaming, maybe? Something like that? Facebook Gaming? I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. I forget what it's called. I think it's called something like that. But yeah, so those are the question repeats, guys. Once again, just like the previous rounds, question repeats will come up on the screen before we launch into a break. So, if you've missed anything, I need to double check your answers. You can do so during the question repeat periods, and then once again launch into a break. Now remember, when you're going through this and submitting your answers, guys, you need to submit your rank number as well as your answer, okay? So if you're using the online form, when you're entering the answers in the corresponding spots, put like a space or a dash or a comma or whatever just to separate your answer from your rank number, okay? So that way I know what ranking number you're giving each answer, okay? So make sure you do that. Same as for those who are doing it on the Facebook Messenger option. When you're screenshotting that and sending it through to me, make sure you've got your rank number in there with the answers next to it so I know which one is which, alright? Appreciate it. Love it. Alright, guys, so question repeats coming right on up for you. Then we're going to go into our break before we come back with round 4's answers. And then before we almost finish up tonight's section of trivia. And remember, if you're enjoying yourself and you enjoy these trivia at home sessions, remember you can donate here to this little tip jar that we have here on the screen at PayPal me at Jeremy-Hallam Oz, or US, Jeremy-Hallam US. Then we got Venmo, which is just Jeremy-Hallam, or Risa Mei as well when she gets on here and performs at PayPal me at /Risa Mei as well. But yeah, if you feel like donating, that would be greatly appreciated too. But in the meantime, guys, here's the question repeats and enjoy your break. Thank you very much.
closer. I should have kissed you then. Your hair was longer. I pulled away from it. Moved to the city. Over the Tappan's Bridge. You like the colors. I can't see anything. I'll be your coffee. I'll be your poster child. Walking like Jesus when all the stores are closed. You think of drowning out in your parents' pool. The water's freezing. It was September. I think I know you. I was here before the start of the storm. It's all around you now. You're coming back. Now you're coming back. You want that glamour? I should have told you then. Now more than ever, the broken pieces fit. Scars and confetti, sawmill and Pontiac clips. I can't Valhalla, but I still want everything. I'll be your sweater, you be my wedding wall. Fighting like Gandhi, when all the lines are down. You dream of flying along the Zuiderzee. The sky was yellow, I still remember. Think I know you. I was here before the start of the storm. It's all around you now. You're coming back. Now you're coming back. I think I know you. We were here before the start of the storm. It's all around us now. We're coming back.
Hello, ladies and gents. We are back, about to go through round 4 final round. Confidence round answers. Thank you once again for those who submitted your answers through to me. I got them all successfully, so thank you for that. Now let's go through and see how you all did, based on obviously the answers to the questions. Now remember, keep in mind your ranking scores that you've put next to your answers, because that's what you're going to be adding up for your totals for this particular round as well. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. Which American state is the largest by area? And Harry Gandalf, you are a little bit late today, good sir. We are going through the answers, unfortunately, to round 4. To round 4 indeed, and it is indeed, it's actually Alaska. By area, it is Alaska, is the answer to number 1 here. Number 1 is Alaska, so there you go. Number 2, what is the name of the world's longest river? The world's longest river is the Nile. The Nile is the world's longest river. Number 2, the Nile. Number 3 now. Harry Gandalf jumping in just to the comment section with the answers. That's okay, because everyone's already submitted them, so I'll allow it. I will allow it, good sir. A screwdriver cocktail is orange juice, ice, and which spirit? The spirit would be vodka. Vodka is the spirit for number 3. Yep, Harry Gandalf is jumping in on the Twitch chat with the answers, but that's okay, because we're going through them, so it works out okay. Which natural disaster is measured with a Richter scale? Well, that would be earthquakes for number 4. Number 4, earthquakes. Nice one, Harry Gandalf. You would have done, you got 2 so far. You've got 2 so far for the confidence round that you would have had. Nice one. Number 5. What country produces the most coffee in the world? What country produces the most coffee in the world? Well, these are general knowledge questions, Harry Gandalf. It is indeed Brazil. Number 5. Brazil. Number 5 there. Number 6. What does the acronym ABS stand for? The acronym ABS. What does it stand for? I think I'm a little bit out of focus again. Let me see if it fixes itself when I, like, move. What if I go off screen, just try and focus on the magic stuff in the back, and then I come back? Hey, that actually works! Boom! So I'm just gonna like disappear off the screen, let it try and focus on the pretty lights in the back, and then I come back and ruin it because I come back with my pretty face. What does the acronym ABS stand for? Well, that would be anti-locking braking system. Anti-locking braking system. It's part of your brake or one of the brake systems on your cars or on cars. May not be your car, but on a lot of cars. The ABS braking system. Number 7. Out of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which is the only one that remains relatively intact. Out of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, which is the only one that remains relatively intact, that would be the Great Pyramid of Giza, or Giza. Giza, I'm not sure which way it is, but the G-I-Z-A, go G-I-Z-A, Giza. Number 8 now. Oh, I had a bit of a lag freeze there. Sorry if that just cut out for you for a brief moment, but it should be back now. Number 8, what number is a baker's dozen? What number is a baker's dozen? Well, 12 is a normal dozen. Baker's dozen is 13. 13 is a baker's dozen for number 8. Number 8, 13. Number 9. What temperature centigrade does water boil at? What temperature centigrade does water boil at? That would be 100 degrees centigrade. 100 degrees centigrade. Water boils at. 100 is the answer we're looking for number 9. And number 10, Mitsubishi, Sony, and Toyota are all companies with roots in what country? Well, you know Mitsubishi, you know Sony, and you know Toyota. I think you only really need to know one of them as to get this one, but it is indeed Japan for number 10. There we go, guys. So, with all those answers, you can now go through and tally up your rank score totals for round 4. And then once you've done that, tally up all your scores from rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then send that through to me. If you're doing it via Facebook, just a screenshot, or you can just message it to me normally there. If you're using the online form or the Google form, there is an option in the round selection option. Instead of doing rounds 1, 2, 3, or 4, there's a submit final score option. So then click that, and then the next text box underneath there allows you to put your final score into it, and you can send that to me and then scroll down, click submit form, and that's how I will get it. So I need all of you to actually go and do that now. Submit your final scores to me. Now, Risa Mei is not performing tonight. She will be back on Friday. So we've just got the normal break screen, unfortunately, for you guys tonight. And then we'll come back once I've done the double checking with the math of everyone's scores with tonight's winners. And Harry Gandalf says, I was watching Kangaroo Jack and I was hearing some of the slang I learned last week. From the Australian Aussie round. Look at you, I've got people studying up on the Aussie slang. You know what, that makes me feel great. I am so happy that these trivia nights are impacting on anyone and everyone who tunes in. That's great. And Harry Gandalf is now hearing some of the Aussie slang. I've now taught him some thanks to these, which is great. And now he knows what some of those mean. That's awesome. Good stuff, mate. I appreciate it. Good on you, Cobber. Yes, good stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go into a break screen now. You guys get your final scores through to me, and I will double check all that. The quicker you get those through to me, the quicker I can do it, and then we can find out who is going home as winners tonight. So, here come the break screen, and then we'll be back as soon as I can with the final scores for everybody, guys. We'll be back soon.
You leaned in closer, I should have kissed you. Your hair was longer, I pulled away from it. Moved to the city, over the Tappan Zee Bridge. You like the colors, I can't see anything. I'll be your coffee.
Alrighty, ladies and gents, look at that. We are good and we are gold, and I have the scores in and tallied, which is great. I've actually started to be able to like tally them up in the breaks when you send them through anyway, so that way I've got a running total as I go, so that way it's easier to do it at the end, especially on the nights when I don't have Risa performing to buy me some extra time, because I always feel really bad when you guys have just got that break screen on there and I'm kind of waiting for scores to come through because I can't keep you engaged and entertained. I've just got a break screen on there. But when Risa's here, it'd be like, bam, she's gonna sing her lungs out, you guys are singing, dancing, head bopping and all the rest of it, turning the volume up, having a little dance party, and she can engage with you guys, so that way I might take a little bit longer then. So I've had to be able to try and figure out ways to do it a little bit quicker for you guys when I know she's not performing, so that's all good. But yeah, so we've got 5 teams tonight, with Harry Gandalf coming in a little bit late, and he actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, I think, correct. So I'll give you, say, I don't know, 18 points, Harry Gandalf. So there you go. Surprisingly, you weren't actually last place, because I think one of the teams came for 1 round and then left, or 2 rounds and then left. So we had Team Quizahoo on 16 points in bottom place. Then Harry Gandalf on 18 points, who was here for just 1 round in the final round, the confidence round. Well done, buddy. Good to have you. Then we have Rabbit on 39.3 points. Congratulations, mate. Not a bad score. And see, we're still going with a few teams, and that was that score there. So we're going higher from here, guys. We then had Team Honeybear on 51 points in the 3rd place. Congratulations, Team Honeybear. Followed by Escapees from King's Island and Kong's Island and King Island. They kept changing 1 letter every time they submitted the scores. Nicely done, team. These teams have come back after having a few weeks of absence. Good to have you back, guys. You're on 2nd place on 54 points. So congratulations, guys. That was awesome. Which means 1st place tonight goes to Team Goop on 68.5 points. Oh no, 65.5 points. 65.5 points. Congratulations to Team Group for taking out tonight's prize as well. We've had a nice, interesting shuffle of teams taking 1st place. And a lot of you guys are getting up there and getting better with this too. So it's a nice little bit of friendly competition, which is cool. I like seeing that. It's a lot of good fun. So it's not just like the 1 or 2 teams that are always winning. It's a nice bit of a shuffle, which is great. So again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys had fun. Appreciate you guys tuning in as always. We'll be back again on Friday or Saturday, depending on where you're viewing this from. So in 3 days' time from now, pretty much. And I believe the theme is all secret agents. So that's right, like kind of like Mission Impossible, James Bond, all that fun stuff. Secret agent themed trivia coming up on a Friday. Spies, detectives, all that stuff. Anything pretty much in around that genre is what it's all going to be about. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, feel free to drop a little tip in one of these tip jar options here, either through the PayPal me at Jeremy-Hallam US, or the Venmo Jeremy-Hallam, or you can do the PayPal me Risa Mei option as well. Otherwise, guys, thank you as always. Check out the break screen at the end, or the end screen, to see what the rest of the month's schedule of trivia is, so you guys can plan ahead, maybe get some study going and get a team together. And yeah, if you know anyone that might be interested as well, please share this with them, and feel free to like, follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Twitch channel, and of course on Facebook as well. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Hopefully I've been awesome. Well, you think I've been awesome. I think I have. And have yourselves a great and wonderful week, and we'll catch you at the end of the week for the next trivia at home, or Trivs at home. Thanks, guys.
You leaned in closer, I should have kissed you. Your hair was